one podcast I tell you, it's about musicians and everything and how they make their money and everything. But I mean, in today's like environment and the way that the world works now, like you can't be just like simply just a musician and that's how you just make your money. You know, if you want to be successful as a musician, first, yeah, you got to be a good musician. Yeah. But then you see all these musicians that are actually, you know, well known and they're actually people know them and all that, and they're making good money. It's because they're marketing themselves for everything that they do. You know, they're not just a guitarist anymore. They're a guitarist. But they do photography, they do production, they make YouTube things, they have, you know, online classes and courses and all of that. So they're not just, all of it's related to music, and they're still a musician and they still make part of their living as a musician. But that's not the only way that they are making money as a musician. They're making money in different ways. Yeah. So. And there's so much that goes on with it, because now you can't just simply be a good guitarist anymore, because there's so many of them out there now. And it's not like there weren't any before, but now there's more ways for people to find out about you. And you can put out your own music, and you don't need a record label anymore. Like the days of like a record, like, oh, trying to get that record deal. You don't need it. Like you literally don't need it, because if you know how to do all the stuff that a record label can do, then what do you need them for?
All you need is send it off and get it mastered, and that's it. Yeah, that's a lot less money.
And even
than
that,
time.
even that, like you don't even have to take that to somebody. Like if you're say you are in a band and one of the 5 or 4 or however many you have in your band knows how to do that very well, okay, then they're going to do it for free for the band. Yeah. So you literally don't even have to do that anymore. I saw a guy, and he posted like like a record label staff and how many people were involved in the making of a CD or whatever album and everything. And then he had like and it was just him and his girlfriend. And then he's already been like #1 like on the Billboard charts and all of that with no label at all. It's just him pushing his stuff, doing everything by himself. It's just him and his girlfriend. Like his girlfriend films everything. His girlfriend does all of that. And he may hire some people to like do some editing and all of that, but he's not tied to any label or music industry kind of thing. And he can just market himself and does
saves a lot of money.
Yeah, and he gets that's all going to him. There's no like 8 middlemen that he has to go through. He does it all himself, and he gets all the money. And at the same time, he owns his music too. Yeah. Like whereas you sign on to a record label, now they own your music. You know, you can make all the songs that you want, but they're going to be getting money off of those songs, over time. And if it's a popular song that gets played on the radio or Spotify and all that stuff, then they're getting a cut of that, and you're getting kind of like what's left over of that cut from that cut. So
it starts like chipping away at the money quick.
Yeah.